Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. We are looking at Bitcoin after a daily time frame. As you know, yesterday we got the FOMC meeting information of 0.05 with continual talks of reducing that interest rate. They are trying to keep it at their goal of 2-3%, but we're at like 6%, 5%, something like that. Not the greatest thing. Keep in mind that Eurozone is also lowering their interest rates, and I'm sure other countries will also follow. I think Sweden or Switzerland did too in the morning. Um, all in all, governments are lowering their interest rates because they're not lowering their interest rates. They are lowering the amount of increase of those interest rates due to inflation being at somewhat a controllable level. They are trying to manage the increase, and so far it seems that it has peaked. So they are slowing down the rise of interest rate just so that we have time to stabilize. Because if they cut it too fast, they can cause deflation, opposite of inflation. So they're being very careful with that. With that being said, our crypto world is going to have to decide, are we using crypto as an inflation hedge from governments printing too much money, or are we going to be using it for the tech? So that use case of the inflation hedge is slowly fading away as governments are actually doing their job at controlling inflation. So just keep that in mind. That way, everyone who was like shocked with the pushback, they understand what was going on. If you've been watching my videos for the last week, you knew that as we were going into the FOMC meeting, we were coming up pretty fast, and I didn't really care if we were 0.5 or 0.75. I was pretty adamant about a sell the news event, and I was trying to make sure I drill that into all of you traders. Hopefully, you guys were prepared and ready. I did close my short yesterday in that crazy wick, and then I am now, in my mind, not looking for too much more downside, even though that the inflation hedge has no more inflation to hedge against. I am now looking for stability on support, and then I'm looking for a continuation to the top side. Okay, as of right now, I am not looking for too much more downside. The only downside I'm looking for on crypto is if something in the news comes out with FTX, Binance, stablecoin, regulation, taxes, etc., etc., etc. If the FUD comes on, then yeah, we can see some moves to the downside. But as long as the FUD is under control, I'm not looking for too much of a capitulation event yet. The interest rate switch from 0.75 to zero point 0.5 that occurred this month, I was looking for into January and February. So since it happened in December, I'm looking for next year kind of to just slow down up. I don't see too many things holding us back from rising the way we always do as long as inflation is in check. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next year, it is going to be rough on a lot of people because just because inflation is on check, our interest rate is pretty darn high. Mortgage rate is pretty darn high. Home value is pretty darn high. Uh, if the mortgage rate is not negotiable because it's set by the government, home values are going to probably have to come down to meet the buyer's ability to buy that home at that current interest rate. So get ready for the real estate world going through some shit coming into next year. Already, people are going to tell you they've been seeing their home values go down. This is just the beginning. I'm gonna be tracking that and we'll watch that as well. Let's get back to Bitcoin. Right now, as I said, I'm looking for the retrace to support and I'm going to be picking it up. I'm not trading Bitcoin, I'm trading Ethereum, as I said a million times before. But if I was trying to take a long on Bitcoin, I'd be looking at around 17,200, 17,300, looking for that support bounce in that region. If you lose that area, then I'll be looking for around 16.5, 16.6 as the last layer of support. Once this area comes down here and closes under 17.23, I'll be gunning for that 16.5, 17.6. If we lose that level, then I'll consider this a distribution top. And then we'll be looking for a head and shoulder distribution setup. Either we'll get it from here or we'll get it from a little bit higher around 18, 19K. So I'm going to be watching basically the daily candles to see if we flag on support and then break up one more time and then roll over, or if we're going to just use this as a resistance and roll over and not even get to the 100 EMA. We'll roll over, come to 17.6, and then kind of sweat back up, make like a W kind of formation. So those are the hypotheses that I am running. If we start getting 4-hour open and closes above 17.8, I would be gunning for the next level around 18,000, and then I would be looking for that 18.4, 18.5, I mean 18.4 to 18.7 for the next level of resistance, where I'm looking for that distribution top to be forming if we're gonna get it. Uh, Quickly looking, yeah, we do have room to the upside. I don't want to be bearish yet until we lose 17, 200, 17, 300. Then I will be looking for those lower levels for support, because that means we basically are losing major support over here at 17.2, 17.3. 16.5, 16.6 is a golden pocket. Losing that, then I will have to actually take on a larger short position for the hedge to the downside. And the target down there, I have ticks. Yeah, so if we lose this golden pocket 16.5, 16.6, I'm going to be looking for that 15.4 to 14.7 level. We're going to be basically, I'm not looking for the support at 15.4. I'm looking at for 14.7. I don't want this liquidity here anymore. I want to tap that liquidity, come back and bounce out and make a W. Kind of follow this retail trend line you're seeing over here. Look at this. I mean, you can incorporate that top, but if you would have done this before, you would not have had that top. You would have had this wick, you would have this wick, you would have had some retail thing like over here, like, oh, it broke out, and then all the people that were long over here got wrecked. So I would just re-encompass this. I'll go like this for now. Just want to make a very simple point. Oh, I'm getting. We'll do it like this. So we have 3 peaks. Yeah, let's just go like this. I'll ignore that one in the middle. I'll take this right here. I'm going to leave this just so we can see that if we come down here, if we're going to go past this midline or not. Okay? I'm going to leave that as another point of reference. So yeah, that's the daily chart. You got your upside, downside. Let's go to the 4-hour real quick. On the 4-hour chart, you can see how nasty that volume was. Okay, as soon as we got the event, we had that poke up and just straight rejection. Now you can see that we're actually consolidating under the red EMA, so that's not great. But the 200, I mean the 21 is acting as support. I would not get too bearish yet. Okay, so worst case scenario, we can probably come and test into this level over here, around 17.3, 17. 3 to 17.2. We've already went over those levels. So these levels are pretty prime to getting tapped. If they get tapped, I wouldn't be freaking out. It's only when we start closing 4 hours under level, open and closing under it, that I would be consider that, all right, the longs are trapped. We're going to dead cat bounce up, and then we're probably going to roll down, take some liquidity, and then we'll come back up later kind of situation. So keep an eye on this. As soon as you have a 4-hour open and close above 17,800, you should be looking for the next levels of resistance around 18,000 to 18,500. If you lose this 21 EMA at 17,550, you should be gunning for that 17,200, 17,300 area that I said. Losing that area, you better keep your eye out for 16.4, 16.5. And after that level, you should be looking much lower, like I said earlier. So keep your uh, alerts on TradingView and make sure you're paying attention. Let's go to the daily real quick on. Want to do ETH, but before we do ETH, let's do Dixie. Then I'll go to ETH, my baby. So this is something we were discussing at the live stream. yesterday, and we were also discussing this at the end of the day. Dixie is coming into that little area that we've been looking for. It's consolidating under and above 104. As long as we hold above 104 today for the daily close, I'll be looking for it to go test a little bit higher, maybe even into 105. But for sure, we should go test into at least 104.50, 105. And then over there, we'll see if we're going to claim it or not. For some reason, I have the inkling that this is going to just go and fill this out. I think I moved this yesterday up, for an example. I'm looking for it to come like this. I would be much more confident in the reversal after we tap that 101. I don't know if that's going to happen today, tomorrow, whatever, but I'm going to be watching this for the next whole week. And if we start closing maybe like 2, 3 days above 104, if we close a weekly above 104, then I'll start to let this go and I'll start looking for that retrace to the top side. Until now, I'm looking for this come down here. As this goes up, you're going to see all our crypto take a hit, as well as tech stocks. Even Elon Musk sold like a bunch of shares yesterday, so the sell pressure is there on tech. And maybe he did it knowing that after the interest rate increase, that he's going to feel some pushback in trying to get like cheap interest loans. So he's selling his cash so that way he has the equity to do whatever he's trying to do on the 6 other companies he's running. So this is what we're watching. Let's see how this plays out. We did get a nice poke into the liquidity. I don't want it to go much lower than here, but I am watching over here. Okay. Now let's go to ETH, and I will let you guys get out of here for the day. ETH on a daily, as you can see, we had that same rejection over here, and as you saw a second ago, I already had my drawings on. What I'm looking for is a support right here, and I'm actually long. Let me go to my chart. I am long from 1280 and change, and I'm gonna be adding into that long as we go down. I am under the impression that we are going to be finding some support and riding up from there. So all I'm doing is slowly accumulating. I'm actually adding a little bit right now because I'm hoping that we find support here and then go sideways and then take out the high as time goes. I'm not looking on the daily. Hopefully, the daily does not disappoint me. We cannot close today under 1280. If you close the daily under 1280, it's gonna give us more of a distributive uh, pattern, and we have to consider that we might go tap the next support around 1215, 1220, and then we can look for the rise up. So do keep that in mind. It is a possibility. Do not assume that it can't happen. 4 hour chart is gonna probably be a little bit more clear than daily. Daily is already sitting on support. If we lose this level, as I said, 1215, once you lose that, you're going to 1180, 1160. So hopefully we don't lose it. Claiming a 4 hour candle above 1300 will probably gun us right to 1350, 1360. And then if we can hold that level, we can look for the next level. But if we get rejected here, obviously we're going to go back and use 1300 as support if we pop up over here. Gaining this level here, I'll be looking for around 1500 as the next level, and then I'll look at that 200 EMA. So level by level by level, okay? Going to the 4 hour. Yeah, as I was saying, same thing on Bitcoin. I want it to hold support over here. It looks like ETH is getting a little bit more sell pressure than Bitcoin is. As long as we hold here for the daily close and go sideways, we have a potential of, hurting a lot of people. And I want everyone to pay attention to what I'm going to say right now. I am looking for upside into New York Open today. I know we are selling off pretty mean and aggressive, but I bet you someone is going to be stepping up to buy the dip at New York Open. I just have a gut feeling. All right. And then I think we will do the rise into the rest of the week until the close, uh, just because the fear and panic was of the interest rate. Now that it's over, I don't think we got fear and panic anymore. I think people are gonna be starting to unlock their piggy banks and starting to accumulate stuff because I'm looking for that Santa Claus rally now. I am looking for some upside push into the end of the year, regardless of what everyone else says. That is my hypothesis. So I'm using this little thing as a buying opportunity for the morning dump into that 1325 area. I'm looking for my short at 1325. And anyone who's in members already got the plan that I shared yesterday. I clearly screenshotted it too because I didn't want no bullshit. So feel free to go look at members if you're a member and verify the exact plan I gave you from last night after this. Where I told you I was going to long, where I was going to told you I was going to add, where I was going to tell you to short. And I set those limits when I went to sleep. And as I wake up, my long is slowly being filled. So I want you guys to start making a plan and start trading your plan. Don't just wait for the price action to come to you in your face. Kind of assume where it's going and then plan it accordingly. Aside from that, guys, I hope you guys stay safe trading. If you need me, I'm always here. The sell pressure right now, volume is increasing, so wait for that reversal into the market open. Um, if you would, I would greatly appreciate a like, a subscribe, press the bell button for notifications if you want these real-time updates so you can trade accordingly. And then if you have any other assets you would like me to cover, please leave it in the section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Last but not least, if you're interested in joining our Discord server to trade with us or ask questions or just join our live streams, please feel free. It is in the Discord. It is in the description of this video below, the link to the server. And yeah, feel free to come on there and chit chat with us live and we can do some charting together. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go because it looks like the pivot's already coming. If you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day and I will see you later. Adios.